So this topic today, we're going to talk about Lego. It has to do with God. It's just not about Lego. Okay, so we live in this world, and everyone knows what a Lego is. Lego is those toys we put together. As a kid, we played Lego, building houses, building starship, plane, building like a community, like a society, like our world, like to live in, kind of replicating what it looked like. So we put it together, Lego, and we do that as a toy for the kids. And we were kids once, we used to do that. So as we grow up, we grew out of it. But here's the questions, and I bring this up with all the atheists, all the one that that don't know God, agnostic, people of different religion. And I ask them, do you know God? And all of them pretty much say, for them it's just a concept, a theory. It's not even realistic. And of course, the answer is no. Then I bring them up, without God. Okay, let's say without God, what can you do for yourself in this world? And of course, all of them going to respond like this: where is God? My whole life, I never needed God. Like for a rich person, he would say, I built this whole thing myself. I never needed God, and he never was in my life. And then, of course, all the other people say pretty much the same thing, denying who God is. And that's fine. I'm leading up to something. It's very important. I don't just want to jump in and ask him about Lego, but I'm addressing it. So I'm asking them, okay, what have you done for yourself that you feel like you did it with, that you don't need God? Of course, they always say, I built my house, I had my family, I had my cars, my wealth, my business, all the things that that you would need in our world, and all they always deny God. So then I go, okay, I challenge him to think this way. I'm going to bring up the questions. Okay, you did all this thing by yourself. You believe that? Okay, let me ask you this. Can you bake a pizza? Okay, if I give you all the ingredients, can you bake a pizza? I said, of course. Okay, of course, no problem, easy. Okay. Here's the question. Here's the main topic I want to get to. If I give you nothing for ingredients, literally nothing, can you bake that pizza? Of course, they are going to say no. Heck no, I need the ingredients. How am I going to do that? How am I going to bake anything from nothing? That's when I want to get into it. I said, okay, so in order for you to bake a pizza, you need the ingredients, right? So in order for you to build a house, can you do it from nothing? Of course not. You have to need all the materials in order to build that house, or build a car, or bake a cookies, everything involved in your life, everything, literally, to make anything in this world, you would need the ingredient, the materials. So then I ask him, you can't do it from nothing, but yet you claim to do everything yourself. You needed something, right? That something has to be there for you in order for you to do anything in this world, literally. Community, society, structures, everything needed the foundations, the material to build the foundation for you to have a pretty good life. Okay? Therefore, it looks like this is a Lego world. You just put it together only. In order to bake that pizza, cookie, you need the Lego material to put it together so that you can consume it, to eat. Or a car. In order to have a car, you have to have a material to put together to build you that car. You really didn't create that car. You just put it together like Lego. So now you have to think about that. So a car, a pizza, everything requires thought. Required for you to put thought together to build that pizza, to build that car, and then the Lego. All you do is thought to put the Lego together. Okay? But even Lego requires the creator create all those pieces, knowing that you're gonna create a house out of it. Different house structure, different car, different airplane, etc., etc. You go to Lego, they create all kinds of stuff at the Lego toy store. So the same thing. That thought process in that Lego world that the creator put in there. Same thing for you. When you eat that pizza that you put together and it's Lego, guess what? There's a creator that laid the foundation, just like the creator that laid the foundation for the Lego toys. There's a Lego world that you live in right now. There's a creator. Who's that? You know, if you look at Lego, you know there's a creator, a man, a person behind it. Well, here, when you look at a pizza, you don't see a creator. You see yourself only, and that's denying God, the existence of God. Okay? You need to think carefully about that, and you need to go and look into who God is, because He's there. Okay? I will to give you a shortcut. Okay? I can give you a shortcut. Okay? But this is so that you can go and verify if it is true. Because otherwise you have to go look at, find out who the creator is in all kinds of religion. And there's over 3 million, like 3,000 or millions of deities that you have to look at. Okay? I'm going to point to you one that has historical records, historical facts, real data, real record that you can verify if this is true or not. Okay, so here's the name that I'm going to point at for you. His name is Jesus Christ. Okay, his name is Jesus Christ. He came down here 2,000 years ago. He came as a virgin birth. What does that mean? That means he has no father. Like, how can you have a birth without a father? Well, it must be a holy birth. This must be a miraculous birth. Okay? And it's verified by scientific birth today. Okay? How do you look at that birth as a virgin birth and verified by science? Factual science, okay? It's called the Shroud of Turin. Okay? But let me go back a little bit. His name is Jesus Christ. He came down 2,000 years ago. He did all these miracles in Israel to prove that the Old Testament, which is the Bible he prepared before he came, prophesied that he will come on that day 2,000 years ago in Israel. Okay? In Bethlehem, in Jerusalem, where he was birthed. Came down from heaven as a virgin birth, prophesied, and was protected. Okay, because when he was born, the king tried to kill him, tried to murder thousands of babies, but God knew ahead, so he moved him out of Jerusalem and into I believe it's in Egypt, but the details in the historical records and it's in the Bible. Okay, so he moves to keep him safe, and then he lived a whole life, 30 years, and they did all these miracles in Israel. All the historical record of him living there doing all these things in Israel is still there. The Old Testament, all the historical record is in Israel. It's still there. The New Testament, which is the one that Jesus came, all in Israel, still there. He died. He did all the miracle proving that he's God. Testified by 12 disciples that was with him, and by thousands of public people that he healed and provided food. And he was doing all miracles, supernatural, walking on water, raising people from the dead, healing the blind, healing the deaf, raising the cripples, all kinds of miracles. If he has to do, if all the miracle was written down, all the things that Jesus did, it has to be written down. There's not enough book in this world to cover it, but all of the majority of the things that it was important, that was designed by God, is in the Bible, which is called the Old Testament and the New Testament combined together. The Old Testament point to the New Testament. The New Testament proving the Old Testament is all factual, all historical factual. Okay? And it's all real. Most of it, you can find it in, they put on video for you to look at on YouTube. Okay? That verify all these locations are real by real geologists, archaeologists, scientific data that you can verify. And you can go there and look at it and verify it in Israel. It's there, all there. And so then he lived a life. At 30, he started doing his ministry, and then at 33 he died. Okay, this was a designed death. It wasn't like, okay, he died naturally. Okay, this is a designed death. The death was designed in order to pay for man's sins. All man. It doesn't include every man on earth that ever walked the earth. Okay, all those who look for God, whether they knew Jesus or not, if they ever look for God and they love God and they live righteously in their heart with God, they all saved because of Jesus Christ. Okay, so what happened is here, Jesus died on through a designed death, and this was by the Roman soldier, empire, who hung him before they, all the people of Israel. Okay, to crucify him, his death. It was hung on the cross. Okay, before that he was whipped and all that. You have to read the Bible to see his death was excruciating, painful. It was designed to pay the price for our sins. Okay, and then he carried the cross onto the point of the location where he was crucified, and I forget the name of that location. It's in the Bible. He died, verified by the soldier poking the stake right to his ribs. He died on the cross. His death was verified. Brought down, they verified everything. That make sure he died. Well, he died, and then he prophesied, told his disciple, he said he has to die this death. He has to pay for this death. It's going to happen. Okay? He told the disciples, some of them didn't believe it, tried to deny it, tried to protect him, tried to save him, but he said, you don't know that this is the will of God. This is the design of God. So he did this. Okay? 3 days later, he said he's going to resurrect. He's going to come back. Okay, so they put him in the tomb, enclosed it, had the guard watch, because the teachers, all the Sadducee, Pharisee, they were against Jesus. And these are the people that teach about the Bible. Okay, these are the teachers of the time, and yet they denied God. They denied Jesus, knowing that Jesus claimed that he was God right before their eyes. Did all these miracles in front of most of them, and they know all about this stuff, and that's why they hated him. They didn't want to give up these powers, and they didn't want to believe that Jesus was God. Well, he died. 3 days later, his body was gone, because they went to verify. They opened the tomb. Jesus' body was not there. It was gone. He was gone. And he also told those disciples that he would be there, he would come back to them. And then lo and behold, he resurrected, came back to them, and spent time with them 40 days. 40 days. He was with them, eating with them, teaching them, guiding them. He walked the walls. He shows the palms that he was nailed to the cross. He shows his ribs where he was, poked. And one of his disciples actually put the finger in there because he didn't believe it. He said, unless I put my finger in there, I would not believe it. Well, he did all that. So you have to read the Bible to know about the details of the Bible. But here it is. Jesus died, resurrected. Okay? Before he was resurrected, before they, right when they put him in the tomb, the disciple women came. The follower came into the tomb, wrap him, and then entomb his body, because this is like an Egyptian practice, because the Israelites were slave to the Egyptian for like 400 years, so they know about this practice, and they're doing this. They entombed Jesus, okay, with this towel, with this like a big old like a blanket they wrap around him. It's called the Shroud of Turin. Okay, it was two of them. One was on the head, one was in the body, and both of them verified Jesus' blood is correct. 2,000 years ago, and it was a virgin birth. DNA match, scientific verify today. You need to look into it, because when he resurrected, the body shows that his body was coming out of the Shroud of Turin, lift up, raised up, resurrecting. And 2,000 years ago, no, they don't have any they can't. There's no photography or anything like that, cameras or anything like that. But he left us a photo negative. And this is a photo negative was I think it was in the 1800 or 1700. We started having a photographer, and he took a look at the Shroud of Turin, and he looked at it, he cleaned it, and he was like, this is a perfect negative. And when he saw the picture, he's like, oh my goodness. He's like, this is unbelievable. This is a photo negative. That's impossible. On a towel? On a rag? That's impossible. Well, it is. And we have it today. Okay? So it's verified. You look into it. You need to look into it. You need to know that name, Jesus Christ, is verified throughout history, and is verified by scientific and archaeologists. Everything that's in the Bible verified. You need to look at it. You need to go find it. Okay? You need to look into researching it and do it before you die. I don't know when you die. It could be today, tomorrow, 10, 50 years from now. Who knows? Okay? But are you going to gamble with your life? With your soul? With your spirit? Look into it. I'm not telling you to believe in it. I'm telling you to go verify it. This is what I'm telling you. Okay? I'm saving you a lot of time. As an atheist, you need to, in order to be a perfect atheist, you need to look into all these things and then deny that there's no God. You need to verify all these things and say, okay, none of these things come to tuition in my view. Now I'm an atheist because I don't believe in any of those things. Well, here it is. Okay? I'm going to save you some time. Look into it. The Shroud of Turin. Okay? The Shroud of Turin. Look it up. Look it up. And then go look at all the archaeologists that was coming up, that already came up. It shows that Jesus and the Bible and the Old Testament and the New Testament in Israel, and why Israel is winning and not winning, like Israel will never be destroyed because Jesus will protect Israel. Okay, in order to protect Israel, they need to. He loves the Jew, the Israelite. Why he chose the Israelite? For this purpose, to save the Gentile, which is us, the dummies, who thinks that we're smart, who thinks that we know everything, who thinks that we can solve everything without God. Okay? Look it up, dummies. I was once, still is, but I figured it out. Thank to God. Thanks be to God. Please look it up. Love you as a Christian. I'm saving you time. Don't waste your time. It's precious. Go to Jesus Christ. He wants to save you. God bless. Take care.